Percussion, Lightly Row. This can be a fun song. It lays pretty well with the hands if you just figure out how it works. Now listen to me carefully before we get started on this. I do not want you to just memorize what I'm telling you and that's how you learn the song. I want you to learn the song by reading the notes on the page. And as we're playing, you are looking down at your bells, you look up at your book, read the notes, and you look back down. Okay? You cannot play these songs if you look down at your bells the entire time and not look up. You might have Hot Cross Buns memorized, and maybe you can play Hot Cross Buns by memory, okay? But you also have to be able to look up at your music and read your notes. So here is Lightly Row. I'm starting with, what's the first note? F. F with the right hand, D with the left hand. Okay, so here's the first measure. Easy. Now I'm changing my hands to the next two notes, which are E flat and C. Then we have a scale. Notice that when your notes go line, space, line, that is a scale. We're going to start on B flat, and we're going to play all of our notes from B flat up to F. Put those two sections together, starting at the beginning. The next measure is the same as the beginning. And then we have a B flat. That's on the third line. What's on the fourth line? D. What's on the top line? F. So here's B flat, D, F. Two Fs, back to B flat. That ending is on both lines, first line and second line. Going on to line 2. Look at what the first note is on line 2. That is C. Okay? And you have to count so you know when to change. Sometimes I tell percussionists, because trumpet players and saxophone players can't do this, but you can count out loud. And the rest of the band makes so much noise, we're going to hear your bells, but we're not going to hear you actually counting out loud. So, here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. The notes change on 2, 3. I'll play it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And of course that goes from C to what? D to E flat. What's the next measure start on? That starts on D. And it's the same pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay? Practice that. Be sure you're counting and you know when to change notes. Jumping ahead to the next measure, that's the same as the top line. So practice that some more if you need to, but I'm going to go ahead and play the whole song for you. Here's what I'm going to do. I have this song memorized. I've been teaching out of this book for a lot of years. But I want you to imagine that I have a book here in front of me. And I'm actually going to be looking up at the camera as if that is my book. And I want you to see how many times I look up and I look back down. And that's about what you should be doing to play the notes, look up at your book to read, and then look back down. Okay? Here it is. Here's another tip. Did you watch what my mouse did there at the end? You can leave your mallet over a bell as you play another note instead of making your mallet go somewhere else, and then it's a whole lot easier to return to that note. Also, here's something I haven't talked about in my videos, but I've talked about a little bit in class. Make sure that you are getting it a good strike so that we're hearing the sound instead of just a little bit of a tap like this. That's not making much noise. Okay? Give it a good tap and we'll get a good sound. Happy practicing, good luck, and I'll hear you.